Oh, do I feel tired today? What's good, universe? Welcome into your sports and sports betting daily show of record. We're here every single day at 10 a.m. Eastern time, live on the weekdays, on demand on the weekends. I'm your boy, the coach. I run this little seat right here we call the host seat. My goodness, what a busy week. And we're going to get all to it and educate and entertain. But we're also the most transparent show. Some of our guys had good days on Sunday, others not so good days. And I feel bad for my man, Charles. Liverpool and Crystal Palace probably, in all honesty, should have scored 10 to 15 goals. Not kidding. And nothing would go in the back of the net. But there is our baseball as AB still doing his thing with college baseball, the best in the game. Now, we have a brand new, and I mean a brand new merch item we're launching today. And you all know my favorite saying in the world, I hate unders. It is live. There is the QR code. It'll be on your screen. All the links are in our socials. Go buy yours today. And I want to see pictures because we're going to put them up on the show because I hate unders. And I know that all of you do too. Now, a man who's been very, very busy, whether it's at Tennessee, whether it's with college baseball, is my partner. My five-tool player. Let's bring him in now, my man, AB. And, AB, I got to be honest with you. First of all, good morning. How was your weekend, sir?
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everybody. It was fantastic, man. Great weekend. How about you?
It was good. I have a new appreciation for caddies because my son had 2 tournaments yesterday, and we started on a new tour. So on the new tour, parents can caddy for their kids. So I caddied yesterday on probably the most mountainous course in the history of time. So my calves this morning, I get out of bed, I was like, yep, I am as old as I actually am.
I was going to ask. Yeah, no, I was going to ask how those thighs and calves feeling, man. A little tight, huh?
Burning. But we got a nice second place finish, so that was good. Third place on Saturday, second place on Sunday, so I'm very, very happy. And also we had a good victory at the Masters. We're going to talk about later in the show. But we had some performances. What did you do this week? And I know you had a ton of college baseball, but you had to be busy.
Yeah, we did, right? So Friday, big shout out to the University of Tennessee having us out. Had a nice, really nice time over there checking out the football facility and the team and the coaches and all that. Swung over, talking to the baseball team. They took down LSU, swept LSU this weekend. So, I mean, I'm just saying, if you want to bring the dog out again, man, we get results. And I've got to say this. We had a really fun weekend of betting college baseball, and we ended up going 6-6 in our parlays, right? Mm-hmm. And you come out ahead, right? Just a little bit because of juice, but honestly, even. But I like the fact that the standard here is that even when we have a weekend of no blood drawn, that it feels like we didn't have a good weekend. Like that's a good standard to have. You know what I mean? Like our losses aren't even losses. So yeah, I mean, it's a tough sport, but we had a lot of fun doing it.
And the crew in the chat, they understand because they've been educated for a few years now that you're not going to win every single day. You're not going to win every single week. But if we do it together, the knowledge eventually will come out ahead all the time. So I'm glad that you said that. By the way, Joshua said, love the new show, AB and Coach, watching from down under in the middle of the night. Joshua from Australia, welcome to DTL. Now, speaking of middle of the night, AB, tonight, we've got kind of a pseudo NBA playoff preview. Also, we'll do live betting, DTL After Dark at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, that's a crew exclusive. How can people sign up to be a member of the crew?
2 simple ways right here. If you look below, you will see the join button. It's right there by the subscribe button. Hit that one. Hitting both of those, I hear, is good betting karma. Or you could just go down to the show description, all right, and the link is right there. Click it. You'll be done in 2 minutes. Simple and fast. That's how we like it.
You're darn right. In a lot of different ways. John said, I took everything AB has taught and come out ahead this weekend. Thank you, AB.
There we go.
That's what this business is all about. Now, the crew also gets to pick a play, and I'm going to play today as I always do. What are our selections, AB?
We're going Major League Baseball, and we are going overs, all right? So there you go. A nice one, Coach, for you to jump in on, all right? Braves, Astros, over 9.5, -115. Yankees, Blue Jays, over 8.5 at -120. Cubs, Diamondbacks, over 8.5, -115. And the Reds, Mariners, over 7.5, -115. Poll is in the chat. Vote now. We'll update the end of the show.
You're absolutely right. We will. Also, it's kind of like it feels like almost we can exhale now. March, Super Bowl's over, March Madness is over, the Masters is over. So we're gonna do a little business, try some new things over the course of the next 4 months before football gets here. Also, John says, Coach, what's the charity of the month? Need to make a donation after everything y'all taught me paying off. Well, John, we're not going to do of the month, but World Series hero Brett Saberhagen has an incredible cancer charity called Saves Wings. We'll have the information later, but if you want to find it today, Saves Wings, go there, make a donation. They would absolutely love it.
Coach.
Yes.
Yeah, not to interrupt you. I was going to say, let me make it even easier for everybody. All right, after the show, give me a minute to do it. If you scroll to the bottom of our YouTube page, you will see YouTube channels. I'll get that linked right there, so it's always on our front page, and everybody can easily find it. Yeah.
Awesome. I'll get that information to you, AB. We really appreciate it. That's why we're partners. And on a busy Monday morning, we have a lot to get to, and we want to have some fire picks. We've got a live, for those of you watching live, a live play that starts at 11:10 a.m. Eastern time. So, AB, if you don't mind, if you are ready, all of a sudden I'm getting a lot of energy. It's time for the picks. Jeff, I see you. Coach was legit on PFL this weekend. Great job, Coach. Thank you. We'll be back this Friday, week number 3 in a row. PFL, we do all the betting. We absolutely crushed it. But look who I have this morning. We're going 4 wide. Now, he's like a rabid dog that always stays like this. And after a Sunday, when we're texting at 6 a.m. my time because Liverpool cannot score, Charles, I know today is going to be your day. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, morning, Coach. Morning, crew. Absolutely. We'll put that one in the rear view. Go ahead and focus on today. Great week ahead. So absolutely, rabid dog style. You know how we do it.
You know how we do it. Also, yesterday I get in the car. I'm feeling tired. We're celebrating a second place finish. I turned the radio on. I got an hour drive home. What do my beautiful ears hear but a beautiful voice? And you connect the face right there. The Z-Man live last night on ESPN Radio. Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. I was whispering sweet nothings into your ear yesterday on your drive home. How about that? That's how you cap off the end of the week. I appreciate you, Coach. Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
You're damn right. My son said, Dad, you really know him? I said, yeah, he's going to be on the show tomorrow. He goes, you're so cool, Dad. I said, thank you. So you made me cool to my son. You made me cool to my son. All right, we got a lot to get to. And, Charles, we're not going to waste any time because soccer here in the States, it's always an afternoon sport. And I'm going to make you wait for just 1 second because I'm going to go first, big boy, because I just told everybody, 11:10 a.m. Eastern time. I used to be on the board of directors for David Ortiz charity. And the one thing we always knew is you'd never bet against the Red Sox on Boston Marathon Day. And that is today. So we're going Red Sox on the money line, -130. Book it. You never bet against Boston on this day. Now, Charles, you may go, sir. Let's start with that Verona play, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Some Serie A action. Match day 32 concludes with Atalanta highlighting the card after their historic win versus Liverpool last week at Anfield. Now back at home, they must turn their attention to league play before the return leg on Thursday against the Reds. Atalanta, they'll definitely feel good about their matchup with Verona, winning 7 of the last 10 league meetings while averaging 1.9 team goals per encounter. Verona, they arrive in Bergamo looking to play spoiler and fighting for their Serie A lives, currently just above the relegation line. The visitors have avoided defeat in 3 of their past 4 road games and scored in 5 of the last 7 away from home. With Atalanta in a classic look-ahead spot, I'm backing Verona to put up a fight and get on the scoreboard. So we're going to take Verona in the first half to get a goal. They have scored against Atalanta 3 of the last 4 at Atalanta, and just to get a goal as well, team total over 0.5. They've actually scored in 4 straight away to Atalanta as well.
Let's get that plus money play at the top, though. I hate to put you on the spot, AB and Z-Man, but I just mentioned the Boston Marathon today with all the stuff, and you're kind of in that South where there's always some really special days that are connected to sporting events. Did you ever have like a sporting event that you say, you know what, I'm just betting Tennessee today, no matter what, because of that day?
Oh, well, there's nothing to compare like Boston Marathon Day, right? And Guzzle Money, I can't repeat it, but in the chat, like David Ortiz had the greatest quote of all time in regards to that, right? But I will say this, The third Saturday in October, it goes back Tennessee versus Alabama, goes all the way back to the Bear Bryant days. And to give you an idea of the family that I come from, my birthday is October 23rd. The third Saturday in October. I was born on this, literally, as Bain said. Yeah, you were merely, embracing darkness. I was born in the darkness. I understand this. I know it. I live it. Yeah, that's a big, big weekend for everyone in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't have one that I always have to bet this team on this day, but I do know that's a thing. Patriot Day, Boston Marathon, Red Sox are playing early. Let's get lit up. Let's bet the Red Sox. Yeah, I know that's a thing. Yes, and it makes sense. I would do the same thing if I was from there. Come on now.
Come on. I got to tell you, the only thing I miss about, well, there's a lot of things, but being on the board for 4 years at that charity, he used to have his event in the DR. Imagine all of the Red Sox Dominican players that he's friends with at one resort in the Dominican for 3 days. And that's all I need to say. I can't go into details. That's all I need to say. All right, Z-Man, let me come over to you, because the one thing I love about you is on a night when the NBA is off, playing games the next couple of nights, tonight, DTL After Dark, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we'll have a full NBA playoff preview. You go to the ice, baby. You go to the ice. Where are we going tonight?
Yeah, I'm obviously very invested with what's going on at the top of the Eastern Conference. I'm a huge Florida Panther fan. I love the Panthers so much. But we're keeping an eye on everything at the top of the Eastern Conference. Most teams are playing their last game within the next couple days. The New York Rangers tonight play game number 82. They're hosting the Ottawa Senators. Now, I don't know if you know, but the Senators, they suck. They were here a few days ago against the Panthers. They're lifeless. They're playing out the string, all right? The Rangers, minus a goal and a half, plus 110. I like that because not only do the Rangers need this game, they need these 2 points, not just to finish first overall in the Eastern Conference, but they needed to finish first overall in the Metro Division, all right? They're a point up on Carolina in their own division. So this game number 82, still holds a lot of weight for the Rangers. I like them to pour it on tonight at the Garden.
I absolutely love it. There is nothing like a big-time hockey game at Madison Square Garden. Nothing like it. I'm looking at Howie Schwab's AB, and he has the Giants Marlins over 8.5 minus 110. And I think we have a Giants play as well on the show. And the Wild Kings over 5.5 minus 115. How do you feel about betting, I guess, hockey or in the NBA? Yesterday NBA was all like 1 p.m. games and all 3:30 games. Yeah. They've kind of changed how they do the schedule now because they want it all to be even, because you never know what's going to happen on the last day of the season. Are you scared ever to do it on the last day?
I'm not scared. I would just bet overs. That's how I do it, because the NHL is built. The NHL is built a lot like baseball in terms of it is a lower scoring type sport. It's just how it is, right? But when you get down, especially to the final game, number one, you're going to get different lines and shifts. All right. Number two, you're not going hard in the paint, well, on the ice. Trying to knock someone's chiclets out, right? It's going to be a little more laissez-faire, just a touch. And that's all you need. So if there's anything that I would bet, it'd be overs. I like the way he went about it.
First 5 games I'm looking at from yesterday's scoreboard: 239, 254, 230, 272. Everything went over pretty much in the NBA yesterday, just like what AB just said.
Did we lose, Coach? We lost him. All right, I'll tell you what. Until we get him back, I'll go with my pick right here. I have one. Let me get that screen there. Braves Astros series starts today. All right. If you look on the mound on both the Braves and the Astros side, not great on the mound. We just spoke about runs. Well, I believe that there are going to be runs here. We're going to take the Braves Astros, both teams to score 4+ runs in this. All right. We'll talk about more here in just a minute, but also I wanted to say there's no over show for college baseball today because, well, we don't have any games. However, Z-Man, my man from the Dirty, tomorrow, Tuesday, all right, we have midweek games, and there are a lot of opportunities not only to hit moneyline wins, but to hit overs. We're finally going to have a nice warm week of weather. I feel like it's rained everywhere the last week. We've seen a lot of games really get stuck by that. Everyone pay attention to, and we'll talk about it tomorrow, Air Force, Texas A&M. Roll with Texas A&M. Air Force has played 9 midweek games this year. They've won 1. Coach, we got you back.
I just thought of our next T-shirt, courtesy of the Z-Man. Wi-Fi sucks in the middle of a bad storm. Sorry, continue, AB, with what you were talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about, like, I gave my Braves play out, right? So we're going Braves-Astros. We have Braves-Astros series starts tonight. We're going to go both teams to score 4+ runs. Both starting pitchers, not going to be good at all. Both teams should tee off. Now, we were talking about college baseball, okay? Air Force, Texas A&M. Pay attention to that one, not only on an over, but for Texas A&M. They are on fire. Just swept Vanderbilt. Virginia, Old Dominion. Pay attention to the over in that game. And you're going to see Coastal Carolina and North Carolina, 2 ranked top 25 teams. Big over on that one. And then finally, Vanderbilt, okay, is playing a team called Lipscomb. They are both not only in Nashville, they are 2 miles down the road from each other, all right? Vanderbilt's actually the road team, and they have to go all of about 1 minute down the road. So pay attention to that one. It's going to show you Vanderbilt as a road team. They're sleeping in their own beds. This ain't a road game for them at all, so pay attention to that one.
That hardcore rivalry, Vanderbilt and Lipscomb on a Monday night in Nashville, Tennessee. Just like the rivalry, Charles, between Chelsea and Everton. We're getting to the end of this very, very competitive English Premier League season. But today, just like AB said, I feel overs. I feel goals. I feel excitement. Where are you at on that game?
Yeah, the odds of the EPL world will be on West London and Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, they continue to avoid defeat, not losing in 7 straight, with the Blues hoping to make a late season run at European contention. Pochettino's squad has also found their form in front of goal, scoring in 14 straight matches, with 3 or more total goals being produced in 9 of 10 league results. Everton, they pull into their own personal house of horrors, failing to win in 30 straight visits to Stamford Bridge. The Toffees, they must still try to get maximum points as they are right above the relegation line as well. Everton has to push for goals. Sitting back and playing for a draw is just senseless, with Chelsea also wanting all 3 points. So we'll go ahead and back the over 3 full-time goals. As at worst, I could see a 2-1 tight result.
30 straight times Everton's gone to Chelsea and they have not won. 30 straight times, correct? Damn.
3-0.
Damn.
Did you call them the coffees? The Toffees?
Toffees.
Toffees. Said their own personal house of horrors.
You like that?
Yeah. Look at all that creative writing. What'd you say, AB?
House of Auras.
All right, I got 2 plays. I'm going to go to Major League Baseball today. The Orioles on the money line, -150. A little bit juicy, but Z-Man, sometimes a juice.
It's worth the squeeze, dog.
You're damn right, dog. And today it is, because they're taking on the Twins, who are already fighting. We had the Twins on our Going the Yard graphic last week, and now this week they have nobody playing, including their closer. So they don't have anybody to finish the game. So we'll take the Orioles at home -150. Then the Brewers. And remember last year, AB, the Sunday night, what do we call it? The Sunday night, whenever a team played Sunday night, had to travel, they always lost the next day. Yep. They always lost the next day. And that's where the Padres find themselves tonight. They're traveling to Milwaukee. Now, Musgrove is on the mound. He's a really good pitcher, but they played late last night in L.A., then had to travel, got in the middle of the night. I think tonight's a great spot for the Brewers. Plus money, +105. If you want to play the run line, it's a little juicy at -160, -165. But I'm going to take the Brewers +105. All right, I believe that's all of our plays for today. If you got in a little bit late, we'll recap them at the end of the show. But we're not just a sports betting show. We also love to discuss sports that can help lead to some of your own decisions when it comes to all the different sporting events, which this weekend, there was a ton. So many great storylines. We get into it right now. It's time to educate, entertain. I love my man Mark in the chat. Says driving the line, driving the sports books into bankruptcy. You're damn right. Or into a partnership. Now, Z-Man, you guys know we had a great DTL golf show this week. We talked about on your show the Masters preview, and it is so hard when you're a heavy favorite to come through and still get the job done. But that's exactly what Scottie Scheffler did, and his number was around plus 450, plus 400. It was insanely low, and he still did it in dominating fashion on Monday. My question to you is this: from a betting perspective or just from a sports fan perspective, do you like it when a dominant player starts to play like Tiger Woods and performs like that over 4 days? Is it a good thing to you?
I do like it. I do think it's a good thing. Now, there's never going to be anything like with Tiger Woods because there was a very significant racial element to it, along with the dominance, which was enormous for the sport, and bringing in other players that aren't just growing up white kids playing golf. So you're never going to get that again. But when you have dominance in a player with Scottie Scheffler, someone who maybe is not a huge golf guy like myself, it's a good thing because, yeah, I'm paying attention. Like, I know what's going on. I'm not going to be able to tell you about all the guys that finished in the top 10 in the Masters this weekend, but I know what's going on with Scottie Scheffler. I know he's won the Masters now multiple times. Obviously, I know the situation where he probably turned his phone. He probably hit the off button right around hole number 16, round 4. It's like, listen, honey, I'm 4 strokes up. All right. I got 2 more holes in me. You're not calling me. I'll see you soon. If the baby's coming, I'll get there as quick as I can. But I knew the whole story when it comes to Scottie Scheffler, and I know it because, yeah, he's been so dominant. That's going to attract eyeballs. The same way the NCAA tournament just ending last week. UConn for the men's game, I think is probably a good thing because for a tournament and for a sport right now that really lacks stars, okay, at least I know there's a big bad, and it's University of Connecticut. So there's a story there, and I want to tune in and see if anybody could topple them. And I would say the same thing if you have a dominant golfer.
It's a great analysis, great comparison. And what Z-Man's talking about, if you guys missed it, he's expecting, Scottie Scheffler was expecting his first child. And he said the entire weekend, if she goes into labor, I'm walking off the course. AB, Z's right. There's no chance in hell with $4 million, a chance to be the 4th youngest player to ever win 2 green jackets and really place himself in a scenario and a journey that he can now become one of the greats of all time, that he's walking off the course. But my question to you is this a good thing that he continues to get the number and deliver?
First off, somebody at the hospital has to understand the situation. And if he's leading the Masters, you just don't make the call. You just don't make the call. And then afterward, I'll deal with it. But we understood you've got to go out and win this tournament. All right. Number 2, it is good. And I'll tell you why. All right. We speak about betting all the time, right? And I get people that ask, going back last year, 2 years ago, whatever, they say, oh, betting the Braves, it could be easy, quote unquote, because they score a lot of runs, right? And I'm like, look, I don't care if we bet a team that's really good or a team that's really bad. I just need consistency. If you give me consistency, I can bet it or fade it either way. And that's what you get out of Scottie Scheffler, is that the guy just doesn't beat himself, man. Like, I'm on a group text with my dad, my uncle. We talk sports literally 100 times a day, right? And on Sunday, they're big golf guys, and they're like, nobody's beating this guy because he's not beating himself. And that's the biggest thing, is that he just doesn't do it. So not only are you going to have to take down a great golfer, you're going to have to take down a great golfer that does not hurt himself on the course. It's just straight and going at it. So yeah, it's good for the sport because you can have, number 1, consistency there to say, all right, can they do it? Can somebody take down Scheffler this weekend at a major? Or what if he gets a little exciting? You know what I mean? Like, what if he starts feeling it as well? Like, there's so many ways to go with it. You just need something. We can market anything except nothing. That's your next t-shirt. All right. You just have to have something that is consistent to work with. You make money off that.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, give me some parity today on a Masters Sunday.
Right.
And I'm so glad, AB, you brought up the texting situation, because yesterday when I'm on the course with my son, I get a text from Todd Grisham. He's part of the crew. He's calling the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia fight this Saturday. He'll be on the show Friday live to discuss that fight. And he texted me, he goes, Coach, do I bet Scheffler at minus 110 live right now? He was like on hole 3. And I texted back exactly this. bet him he doesn't make mistakes. And then you watch over the course of 15 holes, everybody else, double bogey, falling off, Morikawa. It doesn't scare me that he's number one in the world, really? Well, then you messed up over the course of the last 4 or 5 holes, and you handed it to him. But did you really? He went out and took it. He was 4 under going to the 18th hole. That's taking it. I agree with you guys. I think it's fantastic when you have a dominant player, and then you got all these other dudes that are trying to beat him when they know that he's not going to make a mistake. It changes how you play. It changes how we're going to bet. But now we know, and we can use that moving forward. Now, speaking of performances, gentlemen, Saturday night, one of the great performances of all time at UFC 300. It was the BMF title, the bad mother for title, and it was so appropriate. Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. Nobody gave Max Holloway a chance. And he went out there and proved why he had what AB likes to say, that dog in him. Because he got 2, not 1, 2 $300,000 bonuses. Fight of the night, performance of the night. 10 seconds to go. He stands in the middle of the ring and got these type of reactions from all of the UFC fighters at ringside or at cage side. We got this off of UFC Twitter. There's Israel Adesanya going absolutely bananas. There's Superior. He's going to be the next guy to fight Max Holloway. There's a heavyweight champ, Tom Aspinall. He's like, yeah, I'll stand up and clap for that. 10 seconds, had the fight won and said, let's go toe-to-toe in the middle of the ring. Got a knockout, perhaps the greatest knockout of all time. With 1 second to go, he slept him. Everybody that had a decision or the fight to go the distance ticket, perhaps the worst bad beat of all time with a second to go. It was one of the great performances, Z-Man, I have ever seen. When you haven't won, how many guys? There's a light heavyweight champion. Oh, they all were there. There's Sugar. I mean, they all were at ringside, cage side. So when you watch that, Z, and you think of all the great performances that were hyped, that lived up to the hype, what did you? Michael Chandler fighting Conor McGregor, UFC 302. They all were there. What did you think of when you saw this finish and the way Max Holloway decided to get it done?
Yeah, the way that he decided to get it done, to me, it was so you're right. They were standing near center of the ring, and he's pointing to the center saying, let's just throw haymakers. We're gonna end by putting on a show. Let's see if we could finish this fight. All right. And obviously, Gaethje was gonna lose anyway, but he ended up getting knocked out. It's one of those deals where bad decision, right outcome. It was not the right thing to do if you were Max Holloway. He had the fight won. It could have been the other way around where, can you imagine what his corner would have said to him? You had the fight won. Why are you throwing haymakers with 5 seconds left in the fight? And now we're waking you up from a nap in front of 20,000 people. It was bad decision, right outcome. And the biggest winners, of course, were all the people in the crowd. But, to answer your question about the last time, like someone came up so big in such a big spot, like the type of player or athlete who you can count on to show out for the crowd. I fall back to Kobe Bryant, and I think about Kobe in his final game with the Lakers, a game that didn't mean anything. They were at home at back then Staples Center against the Utah Jazz. And you got to remember, Kobe wasn't Kobe anymore at the end of his career. Okay. Like his last season, he really struggled. He was not very good. He was like a 36% shooter, not a very good player. And in that final game, they're down big most of the game. He leads the comeback in the fourth quarter, hits game-winning shot, en route to scoring 60 points in his final game ever. Like, he was able, what's the saying in the country song, right? I'm not what I once was, but once I could be better than I ever was, right? Something like that, right? And
yes.
and that's what it was, where it's like he was able to dig down that one last time and be that guy again. And they needed every single one of those points because they were trailing. It wasn't like Devin Booker scoring 70 points, a few years ago, and they're down by 30 the entire game. This meant something. And so Kobe to me was always that guy who you were able to count on in the big spot and would be able to get it done for you.
The late great Toby Keith making it.
I was gonna say, say the quote is, "I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good as I ever was." Not yet.
I'm as
But
good
once I
as
could be as good as I ever. Yeah.
I'm as good once as I ever was, and it only takes one time to then elevate you, AB. And Max Holloway, people forget, just a couple of fights ago, he lost two or three straight to the lightweight champion. I mean, I get all the weights mixed up. But now, 2 fights later, we're talking about him fighting for the title again at 145 in Hawaii, in Spain. That's how much that performance, but that moment meant for him, and it will make him more money down the road, a lot more, in addition to the $600,000 bonus and whatever he got paid for the fight, which I'm sure was well over $1 million. So in your mind, what did you think of when you saw that?
So number one, what you just said, all right, the moment was big. Stood up, delivered in the big moment. Number 2, and this is the larger part. Hey, shout out to Michael Chandler, Nashville boy, lives down the street, and we always pull it for our man MC on that one. All right, so let me give you a perspective here that most people in sports media won't give you, and it's honest. I don't know a ton about the UFC. I know a little bit. I watch it every time. That card was a massive card. It delivered. In the UFC, I have to give them credit. They always come through. This is a sport that has it down. They know exactly what their lane is, how to deliver, how to package, and how to go. And for their sport being on essentially pay-per-view, premium channels, etc., it is amazing. Front to back. I absolutely love it. Like, yes, 300 was a massive card, but not every card is that. But it doesn't matter. Even the cards that are quote unquote not as large, man, they deliver too. And they deliver all the way throughout, from the, first fight all the way to the title fights, man. Men's, women's, you name it. Like, I just have to give a shout out to them, because not only is it a great sport, but in anything in life, it's hard to deliver almost every single time. And the UFC does it, man. So shout out to them. Like, it's a cool ass sport. I respect it a ton. You know what I mean? Like, they clearly care about their product. They care about their people, and they go after it, and they care about their audience. And dude, you care about your audience, man. It's cool with me, because you're always trying to make it better, and they do that. So. Yeah.
And say what you want about Dana White. Some people love him, AB. Some people don't love him. He's very brash. He doesn't care what anybody thinks about him. And they struggled to even get a main event for this. A lot of people thought the Max Holloway-Justin Gaethje fight should have been the main event. And Dana White even talked about it afterwards. And what I thought of Z and AB when I saw this, and then I saw Dana White at the post-fight press conference, was going back to WrestleMania 18. The Rock against Hulk Hogan, and all the hype for the fight. Oh, it's going to be best against best. And the crowd was electric. I was with The Rock right before we did our little interview, our little skit, which I'm very, very proud of. And I went out onto the floor and watched it. And I'm listening to 80,000 strong in Toronto go absolutely bananas. And then what happened right afterwards? The crowd was dead. And I'll never forget, Triple H wanted to make the world championship mean something. So they made the decision, wrongly, and both guys have admitted it, to have it as the last fight of the night. The last 2 fights on Saturday night, the crowd was dead until the end with the knockout. But they were dead, because when you have one of those moments and it all comes to a crescendo and it all works, the crowd's dead. And that's what I thought of. It's not a negative. It's just how good that moment was, and all the different angles and all the reactions and all the fights. That's what I live for. That's what we live for here on Drive the Line. I don't know if we're going to get another one. Dana White said it's the greatest knockout of all time. He said it was like a movie. He said he was walking around after the fight. It was an unbelievable moment. And just for that, it was worth the $80. You have my money. Give it to me. $80. That's what I thought of. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, let me say this. The reason why the UFC works is because they go the extra step. All right. Let me show you what it looks like when you don't go the extra step. And Jeff in the chat just said it. If you take a look, where's the direction? At my door. All right. I took the trash out, but didn't go all the way. I left it on the deck and didn't think that it would show. But the reflection of the door gets you. And that's what happens, folks, when you don't go the extra step. You get lazy you pay for it. The UFC doesn't do that. They deliver all the way through.
Take
Cut
the
that
extra
for a
10 steps,
commercial,
AB.
Dana White.
Take the extra 10 steps, AB. I'm begging you.
I know.
By the way, Jeff, I like the concept of PFL tournaments more than the UFC lately. Well, Jeff, I know that I work for the PFL, but I agree with you. Some people like a regular season and playoffs. They give you that. Or you can have those big nights like what the UFC has. It's good for everybody. Everybody. All right. If you weren't here at the top of the show, we got you covered. Also, it's time to predict who's going to go the yard. It's time for the whip around. All right, so we want you to vote, but we want you to go to social media and vote. If you pick the right one, then we will send some lucky winner. And by the way, we still have 2 or 3 of you to get to. It's been a little busy around these parts the last couple of weeks. We'll get you your merch. I promise you we'll reach out to you. We haven't forgot about anybody. All right, Charles, you had to sit and listen to all this fight talk and all this Masters talk. You've been pretty good at this lately. Mookie the other day, I think plus 475 you hit. Where are you going today?
Yeah, fresh off the Mookie, we're going to go to Aaron Judge plus 225 going against our man Seabass, Chris Bassett in Toronto. So good old Aaron Judge plus 225.
Wait, Chef Chris is on the mound tonight against the Yankees?
Yeah, absolutely. Wishing him the best of luck.
Interesting. I just got done watching him this morning as I was preparing for the show on the reunion, Potomac. He was all over that. We've got all kinds of stars, Z-Man, here on the show from all the different reality shows. All right, Z-Man, where are you going today, big boy?
Yeah, I'm going to go Pete Alonso, plus 425. Big number, obviously. And he's off to a really good start this season. 6 home runs, I think it is on the year. The Mets hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates are obviously off to a great start. Mets have been so much better. Whoa, they start 0-4. So they've really been able to bounce back. I'll go Pete Alonso plus 425.
All right, very good. I may have a little crew exclusive on that game coming up that we post about 30 minutes after the game. AB, the chat is still buzzing that you live in the same vicinity as Michael Chandler. Very cool. What vicinity are you going in with the yard today?
That was well played right there. Yeah, man. And everybody in the city is behind Michael Chandler. He's been a dude everybody's watched train come up all the way from the bottom to now where he is, right? And he shows a lot of love to Nashville, so we show that back. And somebody who does that, somebody who takes the trash out completely is Kyle Schwarber at plus 175. This is a good list, right? Like, I think Schwarber's good for today. Judge, Trout, Alonso, right? He's been on fire. Bo Bichette's due for one at some point. But, yeah, I'm going big Kyle here. I almost went Trout. I almost did it. I like Mike Trout here today, but I'm going to go Schwarber, man.
Yeah, the new daddy thing is starting to be a trend. Scheffler having his first. Trout just announced they're having their second. He's going to have a second boy. So in about 20 years, you'll see the Trout boys making their major league debut.
Baby Trout.
Oh, I like that. Baby Trout. Throw him back. I'm also going to go with Mike Trout. I live out here in Angels country, 20 minutes from where I'm sitting right now. I'm on Angels radio once a week with my man, Roger Lodge. So we're going to Mike Trout plus 375. We need all of you to go to Twitter, vote, or you can put in a write-in vote as they only allow 4 names. AB, go.
Apologies. All right, to interrupt you, Michael Knox in the chat just had the most accurate comment that is maybe ever been, and that's saying something. Kyle Schwarber either hits a home run or strikes out. There's no in between. He is 1,000% correct. So anytime that you ever bet Kyle Schwarber to hit a home run, bet for him to have a strikeout. Hedge yourself. You usually get both, to be completely honest with you. But if you ever want to hedge yourself on a home run bet or a strikeout bet, yeah, go with that's literally all the guy does. Either one or the other. There is zero in between.
That's why he hits 40 home runs and hits 200.
Yeah, and it's leadoff. Like, it's the weirdest thing.
I've never understood it, but now it's just normal, so we just go with it.
Yeah.
Z-Man, real quick, Go See Mike says, speaking of vicinity, Trout, South Jersey guy, building a golf course with Tiger Woods. Philly Radio is having a petition to the Phillies to try to trade for him. Now, preseason, he didn't shut down the trade talk. Do you think that Mike Trout could get shipped out? He makes over $40 million a year.
Yeah, I mean, look, the right thing for the Angels to do, they already lost Ohtani. The right thing for the Angels to do would be, hey, we stink with Mike Trout. We can just as well stink without him. And forget about the saving money part. You would get a haul. It would literally be the Phillies saying, here's our farm system. Tell me who we're allowed to keep.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they'd be able to get whatever they want. The right thing to do. And Trout apparently likes playing out there in LA. So it's not about him wanting to leave or anything, but actually the right thing to do for the Angels would be to move him because they've been nothing but a loser with him. They may as well try and get a haul in return and start over totally.
Yeah, they have a very, very stubborn owner who tried to sell the team, didn't get close to it, and say, you know what, I'm not selling it now. Didn't even negotiate. Very stubborn. So we'll see what they tend to do.
Coach, I give him credit. I give him credit on one thing. Boy, they got out of that Ohtani move pretty quick and right, didn't they? That happened. Yeah, I'll give him credit on that. That was solid. That was a tough decision, too. Yeah.
It was. And Dodgers paying him $700 million, deferred $682, and I mean it's been a mess. It's been a mess. But Ohtani's gone, all of 30 miles. All right, Charles, I need all three of your plays today. This is the whip around for a reason. Where are we going on the pitch today?
Serie A, Atalanta, and Verona. We're going to take Verona first half team total over 0.5 and Verona team total over 0.5. Lastly, Premier League, Chelsea versus Everton over 3 full-time goals.
And the legend, Howie Schwab, has the Giants Marlins over 8.5, -110. And on the ice, the Wild and the Kings over 5.5, -115. Let's stay on the ice. Z-Man.
Yeah, the Rangers need this game tonight. The Rangers, they want to get not only first place in the Eastern Conference, this is their final game of the season, but they haven't even clinched first place in their own division. So there is a lot on the line tonight. The Rangers are at home at the Garden. The Senators, that team is done. They've been done. I like the Rangers to win by multiple goals tonight.
I do too. I love that play tonight. I got 3 big plays here on the show. Red Sox money line. The reason it's by itself, it starts in 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 11:10 a.m. Eastern time, -130. Guardians had to travel. Love Red Sox. It's Boston Marathon Day. Then the Orioles on the money line, -150. They are playing well at home. I like them a lot today. The Twins, they're already beat up. Then I also like the Brewers on the money line, +105. The Padres played last night. They had to travel to Milwaukee. And you know when you play on a Sunday night and you got to play the next day, you will lose. AB in the chat, they're talking about you being a GM. I would love for you to be a GM. You're kind of like our GM here at Driving the Line. What do you like today?
I'll tell you what. Okay, so look. All right, we've got the Braves Astros. Both teams score 4+ runs. We like it because, well, both pitchers sound like meals at an O'Charlie's here. They are going to get blasted left and right. Now, talking about playing GM, here's the question. All right, we mentioned it on Twitter last week that we were going to put everyone in the chat to work, and we're going to do that right now. All right,
okay.
Producer man, throw the screen back up just so they can see this. How do you feel about the little changes here that me and Producer man have done with the recap screen? So you see the top. All right, we've taken it from a vertical to a horizontal so we can get a little larger on the font. And then we've got the names here in a little bit different font and color-coded so that it's easier to see. Do you like that? Our first move as general manager, and this is a GM and GM move because Producer man obviously is always doing his thing as well. So how do you feel about that? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let us know. Yeah, it's your show, man. You know what I mean?
Did you just pull a Kirk Cousins right here on DTL? I believe that you did. How do you like that? I believe you just pulled a Kirk Cousins.
Hey, if anybody's familiar with the O.J. Simpson trial, speaking of O.J. there, when Barry Scheck was like, how do you like that, Mr. Fung? And it was like, yeah, O.J. just won this case. Y'all are done. Done.
By the way, what about his O.J.'s estate coming out and saying they're not going to pay the family the $30 or $40 million they've owed for 30 years? It's just turning into a whole nasty situation. 76 years old and still messing things up, even when he's gone. Pay the family. Pay the family. All right. Charles, real quick, you going to be around?
Charles, you gonna be around? I think we lost Coach.
Oh, we're back. We're back. Oh, we're back. Right. I don't know if I'm going to be around. Damn. Charles, you going to be around for DTL after I'm here now? Yes.
Absolutely, Coach.
All right. And Z-Man, you're busy all the time. Where can the good people find you, sir?
Zaslow Show 2.0, Monday through Friday, comes out around noonish, lunchtime. You're eating your lunch, you're having a sandwich, you're listening to Zaslow Show 2.0, wherever you get your podcast. Yes.
You're damn right. Damn right. Love Z-Man here on Mondays. All right, it's time to wrap things up with the closing bell. Oh, I'm taking it on the chin today, AB. Everybody's making Wi-Fi jokes, and the TJ saying that Charles is trying to bogart my position and host the show. I take it. I'll take it. It's okay. It's okay.
They said Charles
where are
was
we going with
hacking you
the,
from the
cruise
green room.
I think I'm frozen again. I'm a good. God, what an awful day, but a great show. Awful day for me. Great show for the show. Where's the crew going today, AB?
Well, the crew's going to have a big day today because they've gone the Braves and the Astros over 9.5, almost 60% voting on that one. They feel that it is going to be a launch pad down there in Houston, NASA country, so to say. And you know what? I agree with that. So, yeah, Braves, Astros over 9.5 is the choice for today.
I like synergy because that matches up well with your play today. We need both teams to get to those 4 runs. You add those up, add a couple, we're good to go. I need a bunch of check marks tomorrow. Also, AB, real quick before we get out of here, last week, what a huge success. Our brand new Overs show, Wednesday through Sunday. Educate the good people who just came in.
Absolutely. So we have a show built around betting college baseball overs because the lines don't come out until after our daily morning show. So we come around 3 p.m. Eastern. We're just going to set that time, 3 p.m. Eastern, so there's no more confusion around it. Throughout the week as we go, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then on the weekends as well. So, 3 p.m. Eastern Wednesday. Be ready for it. Let's go. And shout out to everybody because we were all over that Alabama would take the series against number 1 ranked Arkansas, and they did. Arkansas has just been a wagon running through everybody, and we got all over it. That goes to show the ping pong that we talk about, it's real. All right. I think we lost Coach again. I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and end this one as I'm going to throw this bag of trash over the deck as soon as it gets done. We will be live tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern for DTL After Dark. If you'd like to join that, join our crew. You see the button right there beside the subscribe button, or take a look right there in the show description. For the coach and his internet connection, our man Charles from the Dirty Dirty, and the Z-Man, who's always bringing it. Everybody, best of luck. Cash these tickets. We'll see you later tonight. Thanks.